The following program is brought to you by Jack Miller.
It's Down to Business with Jack Miller. Forget what they teach you in school. This is real life, not Wall Street, but Main Street. A real show on what's really involved with starting and running a business with all the ups and downs. Our guests will answer your questions and provide you with valuable information. Stay tuned and join in the conversation.
Hello, everyone. This is Jack Miller. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Thursday afternoon in Miami or wherever you are. I'm here with our co-host, Todd Cohen. How you doing, Todd?
Hey, Jack. Happy New Year. Great to see you.
Same to you. And our producer, who is a Chickawapa. I learned that word today. I think it means not lovely lady. What does it mean? I can't hear you, but I can't hear. The mics aren't working. But it's one of the few Spanish words I know. That's my rule. I'm going to have them try to teach me like a sexy Spanish word each day.
I think that's good.
Yeah. So
it's good to have goals, Jack.
It's good to have goals. So now I can say Chickawapa, and maybe the ladies will like me. I don't know. Anyway, my New Year was very nice. And yours?
I thought it was an excellent holiday. Another chance, as it were, to make some New Year's resolutions. And the great thing about being Jewish is that you make the resolutions in September, and if those resolutions don't work out, you can make another one in December. So
we got to retry.
That's right.
We got to retry.
That's right.
That's good. Did you stay local, or did you go anywhere during the Jewish holidays?
We did stay local. We have some good friends who really do it right, and are gracious hosts. They cook up a storm, make the most incredible food, and for some reason we make it onto the guest list. I don't know why. I don't know why people ever would have us again if they have us once, but they do, and it was great. It was great.
That's good. That's good. We had a very nice holiday, too. I was excited. I get excited for them all year. This year, the Jewish holidays were Monday and Tuesday, so I kind of was thinking it was 4 long days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And I had all these goals, including I had this goal. I was telling you before, you were laughing, was every time I go away or do something, I say, how many times are my wife and I going to make love? I don't let her in on the goal. No, I really do. But I always have these goals like once a day. But, of course, I did not come through with meeting that goal. And it was totally my fault.
Once a day is ambitious.
It is ambitious. In my head, I am an ambitious lover. In physicality, it doesn't work out that way. But,
right.
But
well,
I can dream about it.
You have 2.5 months, and if it doesn't work out, you can reduce that goal to 4 times a week if you want. The poor Chinese, they have about 12 days in between American New Year's and Chinese New Year's to readjust their to recalibrate those resolutions.
The holiday's like 12 days long.
It's not 12 days long. It's just the Chinese New Year.
Oh, I got you.
Falls, I think, 12 days after.
So it falls like January 12th or whatever.
Right.
It is. Gotcha. Well, Happy New Year's to the Chinese. Is that like Chinese?
And I apologize, by the way, if I'm wrong. Feel free to call in. Our number is 305-541-2350. If I got that wrong,
and
I apologize.
that's only open to Asians or Chinese who can correct us on the Chinese New Year's, right?
There you go.
Okay, good. I just heard interest rates stay the same today?
Yeah, the bull market continues on its merry way.
You know what amazes me? I'm just amazed that the government even thinks to change interest rates. They seem to think, and they keep telling us that the economy is improving, but everyone I know thinks it's in the toilet.
Well, speaking of China, the Chinese happen to own a large portion of America after the last 5 or 6 years, and raising interest rates would not be good for that crippled economy right now. So I think that played a large role. There's also upheaval all over Europe right now with the Syrian refugee crisis. So I think that it's not just that they wanted to keep America, which seems to be chugging along, economically, at least for the rich and the upper middle class. But, I think they had global intentions with keeping it.
I don't know. To me, America seems like it's a mess, and maybe I'm buying into this debate stuff and the political stuff, but most people I know are hurting. Most small businesses are not existent or getting crushed. Very few people I know are really doing well, and it seems everyone and everything is under too much stress, and I think everyone gets it, or at least the people I do, except for the government. I don't know what the hell they're
thinking.
And
the 10 people on that stage last night. I don't think they get it either, but, I'm a registered Republican, and that was some kind of circus last night.
What'd you think of it?
What did I think of it? I thought some people speak more eloquently than others. That's what I thought of it. I think they all have, mixed views that, some of them are sort of in synergistic with my own views, and some of them are completely antipodes with what I think. And a lot of that rests in, I'm conservative financially, and I'm very, very liberal socially. And I don't know why we can't have a party that reflects something like that.
But I think I'm the same way, but I think most people I know are, but it seems there's such extremes out there.
I agree, and they all come out. I mean, they all walk the company line. I don't understand how every single Republican has to be pro-life. Every single Republican has to support that moron woman in Kentucky that wouldn't provide marriage licenses to people, even though that's her job and she was legal. That's like a bartender who's Muslim, for instance,
and won't serve you liquor.
Refuses to serve liquor. Like, what are you doing?
I agree. I agree with you. If she's charged with following the law, she should have to do it. But the problem is, I don't think they can fire government workers.
Well, she was elected. So that's the unbelievable part of the whole thing. She's an elected official, so you would think that she reflects Kentucky's viewpoints. 75% of the people voted her in, and that's fine. But, this is a federal issue. It's a federal issue. They're allowed to tell us what to do. When Brown versus the Board of Education was handed down, it was not like a landslide 9-0 vote. It was a close vote, which is idiotic in and of itself. But you know what? Any school that refused to integrate was breaking the law. Like, I don't understand. It's the same kind of thing. So
government's a mess.
I'm getting off on a rant.
I was going to say, you're getting very excited.
I'm heated.
You're heated. I like it. I like it. Let me ask you a question. You a big tipper when you go to a wait?
I am.
You're a big tipper.
I am a big tipper to the point I am such a big tipper that even when I go abroad, I tend to tip. And even though you're not supposed to, or at least at the same rate that you do here, when I have horrible service, I don't not tip. I tip 15% instead of my typical 20, maybe 10% if it's like the worst and we didn't get stuff, and and I usually will have a conversation with the manager before it gets to that point.
I tell you, first of all, I resent the tip. To be honest with you, half the time I go to restaurants and the waitresses, they put the food down, then they walk right past you. They don't come back to see if you want bread or butter or water. It's almost they look down or look away from you.
Yeah.
And I feel we've gotten to a society where it used to be 15%. Somehow I fell asleep, I took a nap, and now it's 20% is the minimum. And the service is still garbage.
No, I agree. You should have to work for your tip. I don't know where it came from, where it's like the owners of restaurants don't pay their staff and they expect the customers to pay them, but based on what? So like good employees make more money than bad employees all over the world.
So raise the prices.
No, I agree. I think that we've gotten to this service economy that we have, and there's tip jars in every coffee shop and donut shop you walk into. Like, what are these guys doing? They're running a cash register and getting us a donut or a cup of coffee. Like, I don't know if you're supposed to tip for that. Then you tip your cab driver, you tip Uber at least. The tip's already included, so you don't have to tip for that. That's great.
I'm not a fan of the tip. I think it's crazy. I think we should roll it back from 20% to 15%. And I hate when you go to the restaurants and they have on the bottom of the check, average service 15%, good service 20 and 25 or whatever.
Right.
Like, I feel like I'm the idiot. I'm the moron because I don't want to leave a big tip.
What about like if you get like a massage, and women out there, what about like if you're getting like a pedicure or a manicure?
Happy ending massage?
No, not a happy. I mean, come on. Well, maybe. Okay, whatever. Yeah, the happy ending, I think you should be giving a tip. I mean, I don't,
How much you tip for that?
I think extra. I'm not sure what the Dear Abby or the Ann Landers, that book of etiquette or whatever it is. I don't know what the right thing is for something like that.
I don't know either. I don't know, but I don't like the tipping situation. I feel very uncomfortable. I'd rather them just charge me a couple hours more because I don't want to deal with it.
Right.
And I think that we need to hold our waitresses and waiters to a higher standard.
Sure.
You know what? It's interesting. We're having on in about 5 minutes Chad Levy, who's a really super guy. He's an employment lawyer in Fort Lauderdale. And I was talking to him this morning, asking him some kind of questions and this and that, trying to get a feel for it. And I wonder if you can hire somebody who looks good. Like you're of a what restaurant? You only want to hire beautiful girls, like a Hooters or a beautiful guys. Can you discriminate based on their physical appearance?
I don't know. I remember that Seinfeld episode where, the coffee shop they all go to with monks and Elaine accused the owner of hiring only big-breasted women. And so I think that's an area where you can get into trouble. I don't know. But everyone has different aesthetics when it comes to what's attractive, too. Don't you think?
Yes. Like, for example, I'm not a big no offense to big-breasted women, but I like mine a little more,
less big.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
There you go.
Everyone's different. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. That's why they make, vanilla and chocolate.
I agree. And strawberry.
Different things. But we'll ask him that question. That's a good question.
I agree.
That's a good question. What do you think? I think you can, because Hooters, I would say they only hire young girls who are attractive.
I think that's their business model. It has been, right? You have to look good in one of those tight Hooters T-shirts and the orange short. I don't know. I know too much. I'm sorry.
You think it would? Yeah, you've been there a lot. They actually have very good salads. They have delicious salads. My wife likes their wings. You think it would work like 80-year-old ladies hanging out?
I mean, I guess everything depends on the demographics. Like, if you opened up a Hooters in Century Village, that might work.
It would go well.
Who knows? I don't know.
I was actually with someone, I was at a party, neighborhood get-together this Saturday night, and I was talking to a lady who's probably 75, 80, but looks very nice for her age. She looks like 72 instead of 75. And I said, I think it would be great if we got her on the show. She's like an old Jewish lady, and who just, yelled at us. Like an S&M from, an old lady. You think, I don't know why, but I got that in my head, and I could just picture her beating up her husband, yelling. And if she was come on and scream at us, I don't know why.
Yeah, I guess we need to have a safe word on the show. We could have that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we're conditioned to be yelled at by women.
I actually think, I have a theory that most men are scared of their wives. I know I'm scared of my wife.
Right.
I'd rather face a couple guys with a knife than my wife sometimes.
It can be a scary proposition. I think it's all because we're guilty that we're not holding up our end of the bargain. They do so much. They do, especially when the kids are concerned. They do so much more than us. It's totally unfair. The deck is completely stacked. I try as hard as I can, on a good day, and it's still not ever enough. And they're just amazing.
I think it's like a whole sexual thing where we're pleasers and we want to please our wives. And I actually think a lot of men get in trouble because they go too far to please their wives and with business and taking risks because we're so scared of disappointing our wives in any area.
Right.
I think it's like a Freudian thing, but I don't know anything about it.
But I love that you set the bar high. One time a week.
One time a day.
A
day. We go on vacation. We'll go on a week cruise, and I say, okay, can we do it 7 times? 7 times. It never happens. I always disappoint myself.
I mean, on a cruise, you should be shooting for 7 times in a day, I think.
Todd, let me tell you something. I'm 53. Okay, that wasn't happening when I was 23. Somehow my prime came and went, and I never even knew it. I was sleeping at my prime. Maybe
right.
you can. I get tired. It's not my wife. It's me. I'm tired. It's a lot of work. And then I have to compete. The other night we're in bed, and I feel like getting frisky, and I love the movie Evita. My wife does too. Evita was on, I don't know, Showtime or HBO. Evita's in the background. My wife's watching Evita. So it's not only do I have to compete, and not only do I have to perform myself, I have to compete with this Broadway spectacular, and it's hard to win.
You can't win.
I can't win. I know. Right. I know. So she's like, just get it over with already. I want to go back and watch the show. Anyway, we got to take a quick break. Then we'll be back with Chad Levy.